The energy around Los Angeles has been building nonstop, and today it feels like the whole city is buzzing for one reason. Luka Doncic is finally coming back home. After weeks living out of suitcases and jumping from arena to arena, the Lakers are returning to California, and no one seems more excited about it than their new superstar. It is wild to think that, back in February, people wondered if Luka would even enjoy being in Los Angeles. He had deep roots in Dallas. He looked settled, and nearly everyone expected him to spend a huge chunk of his career there. But the moment he landed in Southern California, the vibe shifted. He embraced the city, the fans embraced him, and now he talks about Los Angeles like a place he has known forever. This first full season with him, wearing purple and gold, has been nothing short of electric. The team has 12 wins and 4 losses through the first 16 games. And what makes that record even more impressive is the amount of time they have spent on the road. 6 of their last 7 matchups happened outside of California, starting with that long early November trip to Atlanta. That kind of stretch drains any team, especially one trying to build chemistry after a blockbuster deal that rewired its identity. But even through the fatigue, even through the travel, the Lakers kept stacking wins, and every victory away from home made this return feel bigger. And right after the final buzzer in Utah, Luka said exactly what everybody expected. He cannot wait to get back to Los Angeles. His smile told the story before he even opened his mouth. He talked about the beach, the sun, the comfort of sleeping in his own bed, and most importantly, playing again in front of a home crowd that has been chanting his name since the moment he arrived. That reunion happens on Tuesday against the Clippers, and then the team gets a rare chance to spend the holiday week in town before facing Dallas on Friday, in what will be one of the most emotional nights of Luka's season. That matchup is going to feel different. It is his past meeting his present in an arena that has fully adopted him, and everyone knows he's going to walk into that game with a fire lit inside him. What really stands out is how natural this transition has been. It took him less than 1 year to go from franchise icon in Texas to a player who calls Los Angeles home with his chest. And knowing that he still has several seasons locked in on his contract, Lakers fans are already imagining how high the ceiling can be with him leading the charge. The team has built its system around his pace, his creativity, and his ability to read defenses like a veteran chess master. Every night feels unpredictable in the best way, because you never know which version of Luka will show up. The scorer who drops impossible step-backs, or the conductor who controls the entire offense with passes that look like they belong in a highlight reel marathon. But the win in Utah didn't come easily. Luka had to play heavy minutes, and the team had to reshuffle the rotation on the fly when DeAndre Ayton was ruled out for the second half after taking a hit to the leg. Losing your starting center changes everything instantly, and that forced the coaching staff to test different looks. Jackson Hayes stepped in, but the surprise move was the return of Maxi Kleber, who has been slowly finding his rhythm after dealing with a serious foot issue that kept him out for a huge portion of last season. Kleber arrived in Los Angeles alongside Luka during that massive February deal, but he's been used sparingly as he tried to regain mobility and conditioning. Against the Jazz, though, he finally looked like himself again. He moved better, defended with confidence, and made plays that shifted the game's momentum. When he checked in late in the third quarter, the Lakers were trailing. By the end of that stretch, they had taken back the lead, and a lot of that had to do with Kleber's willingness to battle in the paint and anchor the defense. He brought a level of physicality that the team desperately needed at that moment, especially with Ayton unavailable. It wasn't just about rebounding or blocking shots. It was about setting the tone. He made Utah uncomfortable, disrupted their rhythm, and helped slow down what had been a hot start to their second half. Luka noticed it immediately. After the game, he talked about how important Maxi's presence was in stabilizing the defense when everything felt shaky. That kind of appreciation matters, especially coming from a superstar who plays alongside someone he knows so well. Their chemistry from previous seasons carried into this one, and it shows on both ends of the floor. The trust is already built, and when you insert a player like that in the middle of a tight game, it changes the team's confidence level instantly. Another unexpected standout was Gabe Vincent, who logged significant minutes and provided the kind of defensive pressure and ball movement that kept the offense functioning. On a night when the Lakers' shooting was far from ideal, they needed every ounce of defensive effort they could get. With the offense going cold for long stretches, the only way to survive was by locking in on the other side of the court. And that is exactly what happened. At one point, Utah went from scoring freely to putting up only 22 points over a massive chunk of game time. That is what allowed Los Angeles to grab the lead and protect it until the finish. Even with all the adjustments, all the unexpected minutes, all the lineup juggling, the Lakers held firm. They are still searching for consistency with their shooting, and everyone knows that at some point the shots are going to fall more frequently. But until that happens, defense is what will keep them steady. Nights like this one prove that even when the offense struggles, they have the grit, the depth, and the discipline to grind out wins. And now that the road trip is behind them, the focus finally shifts to 4 consecutive games in front of their own fans, inside an arena where Luka has quickly become the heartbeat of the team. Sliding into this next stretch of the season, the feeling around the team is different, almost like everyone finally gets a chance to exhale after weeks of Via Gem y Batallas Durísimas. Playing on the road teaches resilience, but being back in Los Angeles gives the Lakers something they desperately needed: stability. And stability is exactly what this roster needs right now, especially with the uncertainty surrounding DeAndre Ayton's status. His absence in Utah served as a wake-up call. It reminded everyone that, although the team has star power and a strong identity, depth pieces will decide plenty of games throughout this long campaign. That is why Maxi Kleber's performance meant more than just a solid box score. It represented a turning point for him personally and for the coaching staff's trust in him. For months, people wondered when he would look like the player he was before the foot injury. The way he moved, fought for position, and absorbed contact showed flashes of the old version of him, the one who could guard multiple positions and stretch the defense when needed. And for the Lakers, having that version back is like gaining an extra piece for the puzzle. It gives the team flexibility, gives Luka a familiar pick-and-pop partner, and gives the rotation a defensive anchor they had been missing in those middle minutes. When Kleber is healthy, he fits perfectly into a system that rewards players who defend with effort and make smart decisions. You do not have to run plays for him. You just have to trust that he will do the right thing within the flow of the game. That is exactly what happened in Salt Lake City. He rotated correctly, closed out on shooters, protected the rim, and even scored in a couple of moments that kept the lead safe. Those tiny plays stack up in a way that does not always show up in highlights, but they absolutely change the momentum of tight games. The coaching staff saw it too. With Ayton unavailable, J.J. Redick had no choice but to improvise, and he did it with confidence. He leaned on Kleber, trusted Vincent with extended minutes, and communicated constantly with Luka to adjust the pacing. Redick has been preaching defensive identity since training camp, and that message came through clearly in that second half. The team went from giving up easy looks to forcing Utah into rushed possessions, broken sets, and late clock heaves. It was the kind of locked-in defense that shows what this team can be when every player commits to the game plan. And Redick's honesty after the game said a lot about where the Lakers stand. He knows the shooting slump is temporary. He knows the team has too much talent to be stuck near the bottom of the league in efficiency. But he also knows that relying solely on offense can be dangerous. That is why he keeps hammering the importance of defense and ball movement. Even on nights where shots do not fall, passing the ball with purpose matters. It creates rhythm, builds trust, and prevents the offense from getting stagnant. When he talked about the assist numbers being lower than they could have been, it was not criticism. It was a reminder that this team can reach another level once everything clicks. Luka has embraced that message too. He has been more vocal on the court, pointing, directing traffic, pushing teammates to keep the ball moving, and demanding a higher standard of communication on defense. He is not just scoring or delivering flashy passes. He is shaping the structure of the entire team. You can hear it in huddles. You can see it during dead ball moments. You can feel it when he slows the game down intentionally, reads the defense, and forces the opponent to play at his tempo. That type of control is rare, and it is becoming one of the biggest reasons why the Lakers have been so strong early in the season. But beyond strategy and numbers, there is something else happening here. Luka's presence is elevating players who were once considered secondary. Vincent is one example. Instead of simply filling minutes, he has found pockets of confidence that let him take ownership of the game. His pressure on the ball, his willingness to fight through screens, and his steady decision-making have all contributed in moments when the team needed composure. In a league where bench production often swings results, Vincent stepping into that role with energy is massive. Another important layer is how the team handles adversity. Every season throws unpredictable situations, and the injury to Ayton is exactly that. No one knows yet how long he will be out, and until he returns, Los Angeles needs to avoid dropping games because of a missing big man. That means Kleber, Hayes, and even small ball formations will play bigger roles. It forces creativity, forces accountability, and forces players to adapt, something this roster has shown it can do. If the coaching staff uses this stretch to experiment and refine different lineups, it might even help them long-term once everyone is healthy again. The upcoming schedule is also a perfect test. Playing the Clippers in the first game back home is always intense, especially with both teams fighting for position early in the standings. Then comes the emotional showdown with the Mavericks, a matchup that has storyline written all over it. Luka facing his old team after fully establishing himself in his new home. That is primetime energy. After that, matchups with the Pelicans and Suns bring different challenges: speed, physicality, elite scoring wings, and lineups that demand defensive discipline. These games will reveal how well the Lakers handle pressure at home and whether they can maintain their identity through this four-game stretch. But what cannot be ignored is how much Lakers fans have embraced this version of the roster. Every home game has felt louder. Every buzzer beater or tight finish seems to hit a little harder. There's a connection growing between the team and the city, fueled by the excitement of having a superstar who genuinely loves where he is. When Luka talks about going to the beach and catching some sun, it is more than just enjoying the lifestyle. It is a sign that he feels settled. A settled superstar performs better, leads better, and lifts everyone around him. That sense of belonging extends to the locker room, too. You can see the camaraderie on trips, in pre-game warm-ups, in post-game celebrations. Players who barely had time to know each other after the February trade now look synced, comfortable, and locked in. Kleber, especially, has formed quick connections with teammates who appreciate his toughness and unselfishness. His return to form is a storyline worth following, because if he stays healthy, the Lakers suddenly have a defensive piece that can anchor certain units without sacrificing spacing. Another layer to all this is how Luka's playing style influences everyone around him. His pace is slower, deliberate, and methodical, but that creates harmony within the offense. It reduces turnovers, forces opponents to guard longer possessions, and makes every cut, every screen, and every roll more meaningful. With every game, it becomes clearer that the team has bought into this rhythm. The coaching staff trusts it, the locker room embraces it, and the fans are loving the results. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, in what could be the most shocking shakeup of the NBA offseason, whispers across the league are growing louder. James Harden, the perennial All-Star and former MVP, is reportedly on the verge of joining the Los Angeles Lakers. The news, first hinted at by ESPN insiders, has sent shockwaves through both fan bases and rival locker rooms alike. While no official confirmation has emerged, sources suggest that talks have reached an advanced stage, with discussions centered on a blockbuster deal that could redefine the Lakers' title hopes. Harden, known for his lethal scoring, step-back threes, and court vision, has long been a coveted addition for championship contenders. His potential reunion with superstar talent in Los Angeles is stirring speculation that the Lakers are quietly orchestrating a full-scale assault on the league. Rumors hint that the front office has been working tirelessly behind closed doors, exploring a combination of trades, draft considerations, and salary cap maneuvers to make this blockbuster a reality. Fans have taken to social media in a frenzy, Imagining the high-octane offensive juggernaut Harden could form alongside the Lakers' existing stars. Analysts are already debating how his arrival might impact the team's dynamics, defensive schemes, and shot distribution. Some insiders caution that chemistry questions remain, but others argue that Harden's experience in high-pressure playoff situations could be the missing piece the Lakers need to push deep into the postseason. Even beyond the hardwood, the buzz is enormous. Jerseys are rumored to be flying off shelves at stores before any official announcement, and local media in Los Angeles are gearing up for what could become one of the biggest storylines in NBA history. The mere possibility of Harden in purple and gold has ignited endless what-if scenarios, from explosive scoring nights to thrilling late-game heroics. Whether the deal ultimately materializes or not, one thing is certain. The NBA landscape is already abuzz, and every fan, insider, and commentator is watching closely. As the league braces for what could be the most talked-about move of the decade, all eyes remain on Harden and the Lakers. Could this be the dawn of a new dynasty, or is it simply the latest chapter in an off-season full of rumors? For now, the speculation alone is enough to keep the basketball world on edge. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.